Hey, this is Jordan from As I Lay Dying, and you're watching Burning Music.
The band was founded in 2001.
Mm-hmm.
How did you come together, and who are your influences?
Tim and I had met just from being in local bands in San Diego, and he hit me up, and he's like, "Hey, like I want to start a band." I'm like, "Cool, it sounds good to me." And I didn't really have much going on at the time. I was in one other band that wasn't too serious, and yeah, we jammed out and met, and that's pretty much how it started. And obviously we've had quite a revolving door of members since then.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've had like the same lineup here now for like over 4 years, I think. So this is obviously the lineup to stay, and we've found people that are committed and willing to put everything that they have into the band. And as far as our sound goes, it's evolved over the years quite a bit, and from listening to our first recordings to like our most recent record. But I think when we first started out as a band, we moved so quickly, recording a full length and touring and stuff that we just wanted to write heavy music. There wasn't like necessarily one sound we were going for, and I think when you listen to that first record, you kind of see that it's like all over the place, I guess. But but I think like the second release and Forever's Collapse, I think we kind of started to figure out like where we wanted to go with this band musically, and and from there I think it's just progressed as we've matured as individuals and as musicians.
The latest album, The Powerless Rise, came out last year in May. How did you came up with ideas, and tell me a little bit about it?
Let's see. Well, let's see. We started. When did we start writing that record? I can't even remember. But yeah, it was kind of cool the way we did it. We recorded it in two separate sessions. So we wrote, I think it was like 7 or 8 songs, and recorded those, and then stopped. I think took a break. I think we might have gone on tour or something like that. I can't remember. But and then we went and recorded like the last 4 of the songs, and yeah, it was just a record that we knew we kind of knew what we wanted to do when we set out to write it, and but we wanted to make sure that we had enough time to do everything that we wanted to do, like with the songs. And as people will hear, like when they listen to the record, that there's no stone unturned. There wasn't like everything that's there and that's audible is there for a reason. And there's nothing that just kind of happened in the studio. It was all very conscious, and I think it ended up turning out to be a very smart record. And I think for some people it wasn't as like I don't want to say basic, but it wasn't as straightforward as some of our previous records, which I think may have missed some people. But overall, like we felt like this was the record that we wanted to make at this time, and we thought it came out great, and all the reviews have been really good. Record. So we're really happy with it, and I think this next time around, we might take a different approach to writing, but we'll kind of see what happens when we get there. So.
What's your favorite song of the album?
Probably Condemned. I think. Out of any of the songs on the record, I think that's the simplest song, but it's the heaviest song, and I think, there's nothing, nothing too fancy, like, about the structure of it. It's just very straightforward metal song, it's like 3 minutes long. It's got, nice groove to the chorus, and, really fast verses and cool solo sections, and I think that's, that to me, like, that's like the epitome of like a good metal song, and, like, the crowds love it too. Whenever we start playing that, the crowds go nuts. It's cool.
Adam of Killswitch Engage recorded the album. Were you gonna work together for a next record? Or?
We haven't gotten that far yet. We love working with Adam, and I think it's very likely that we will work together again. But we really haven't gotten that far yet. Right now we're just preparing for the release of the 10th anniversary record, which I don't know if you've heard about that. We haven't really...
Yes.
Yeah, we've kind of told a couple people, but we're going to start pushing that really hard, and and focus on the release of that and do a couple tours on it and stuff. But yeah, we're all actually really excited about that. Just for one, it's our 10-year anniversary, which is a pretty cool milestone, and but also the record came out great. Like it ended up initially just being an EP, like we wanted to record a couple songs, just put out something special for the diehard fans that have been around for so long, and celebrate our 10 years as a band. And it ended up turning into something like all of its own. Like it's really cool. We have 3 originals on there that like I think are some of the best songs we've written, and we also have 3 covers,
Okay.
which we've never done before as a band.
Which ones?
Well, yeah, I guess I might as well say. But we did. One of the covers is Hellion Electric Eye by Judas Priest. The other one is Slayer War Ensemble, and the other one is a Descendants song called Coffee Mug. Yeah, it was kind of cool. Like it was quite a process trying to pick the songs that we were going to cover,
Yeah, right.
because everybody else had a different idea what songs they wanted to do. But we're able to narrow it down to these 3, and we're like, we feel like this covers a lot of like what has influenced us as a band, and as individuals. And then we also have 4 remixes from different people.
Okay.
One from Interparty Systems, and one from Big Chocolate, I think his name. I can't remember who else. But anyways, yeah, we have some remixes on there that turned out really, really cool. And this is our first experience like doing remixes, or actually listening to remixes for our songs, and so it was kind of something new and cool to do. I when I was listening to him for the first time, I didn't really get it, because I'd never really listened to that stuff before. But now I feel like I get it, and it's pretty cool. So.
Okay, cool. What's your favorite song, festival or show you've ever played?
Oh, it's a tough
If you can remember.
That's a tough one. Gosh. One thing I do love, like, or the kind of shows that I love, are like some of the European metal festivals. Like, we were talking about it on this trip, because we've played a couple of them. We got a couple more to go, but it's something that doesn't necessarily happen in the States. Like it's, in the States we have like tours like Mayhem and like Ozfest and Warped Tour and all this stuff, but it's
not the same.
It's not. Yeah, it's different. It's like these. The fan base is different. It's like it almost kind of like brings in this metal culture that like I've never seen before. And these people, like, it's a lifestyle to them. It's not just I want to go to a show like after like a 9-to-5 job. It's like this is their life. And they come to these festivals and they love it, and they love all the bands. They support all the bands, and it's something special. And I really have enjoyed playing these shows like Wacken and like Brutal Assault, and we're playing Summer Breeze coming up, and I really enjoy like all these festivals. I mean, European festivals are world famous for just being awesome, and also aside from the metal festivals, like some of the other festivals, like we played like Rock'em Ring, Rock'em Park, Pukul Pop, and Sonosphere. It's they often have very eclectic lineups, which is kind of cool. Right. So we get to play with bands that we wouldn't normally play with, and so that's pretty cool too.
How do you come up with ideas for songs? Do you write together, or everybody writes apart? And
it depends. Like, generally we start the process by throwing all of our individual ideas to everyone else, and then we kind of go through all those and see which ones we can all agree upon, that we all like the general direction, and then we start working on them together.
Okay.
And then they kind of, sometimes they get changed a lot and they turn into a whole different song, and sometimes they stay pretty close to what the original idea was, but it depends, and I think, we're all very critical of ourselves and each other, and about the songs that we write, and so it can be quite a process.
Okay.
But it's a good process.
How do you get ready for a show? Do you have any rituals?
Yes, I probably have the longest the longest warm-up routine out of any member of the band, and maybe even any musician ever. I have usually it's about 2 hours.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I have like a little practice pad that I warm up with. I usually go through the whole set, and which helps warm up my body, but also helps get me focused, and do a lot of stretching, and sometimes I'll do some cardio and stuff like that to get my heart rate up before the set. Drumming is a very physical instrument, and going up there with without warming up is kind of painful sometimes. So I always try to make sure I warm up my body and do whatever I need to do. But it's usually about 2 hours or so.
Okay.
And that's about it. So.
What can people expect if they visit? Is it like a dying show?
Well, a lot of energy. You know, we enjoy what we do, and I think that translates to our performance. And you know, we try to play, you know, songs that you know, are newer and songs that are older. You know, we try to play a little bit from each record. You know, so for those that are only fans of one record or multiple records, like, you know, we seem to satisfy them. And you know, and we care a lot about our live show. We put a lot of effort into production and just making sure the show looks good and you know, and it's pleasing to the eyes. So yeah, but yeah, and I think that you know, for you know, being on tour for so many years, like, and you know, and going through our own experiences, and also seeing other bands on tour, and just seeing what they do and learning from them, you know, I think we've been able to get better and better and better live, as a band and as performers, and just as a concert, you know. And yeah, so, you know, like I said, we put a lot of effort. You know, we're not just one of those bands that wakes up, you know, and puts on our clothes and plays a show. You know, we care a lot, you know, about what we're doing, and you know, the whole process that goes behind it. So.
Do you have any funny stories to tell while you're on tour?
I'm trying to think. Gosh, there's so many, I just can't remember. Yeah, I don't know. We generally have a good time on tour, you know, whether it's with just the dudes in my band and crew, or whether it's with the other bands, you know, that are out with us. Like, for instance, like dudes, you know, in Silosis and our band just had like a water balloon fight, you know, in the back, you know. And
we had to go away because they're
yeah. But yeah, you know, we like to have fun on tour, you know. I mean, we enjoy what we do, but we also try to make the most of our experiences out here, and you know, whether it's hanging out with fans, or, you know, just hanging out with the bands that are on tour with us, you know, and just hanging out and having fun, and, you know, walking around cities and just experiencing the culture, you know, of the city or country that we're in.
Okay. What gear do you use?
Right now I play DW, PDP, Zildjian, Promark, Evans, and I know I'm missing someone. I don't know. But yeah, right. I have my own drum kit over here right now. I have like a European backline kit, which is awesome having my own gear over here. But I just added like a bunch of new stuff. So, you know, for those that are like watching the show tonight, or, you know, on this tour and future tours, like, you know, I've added a couple more drums and just decided to have some fun with it. I walked into my rehearsal room at home a couple of months ago and just looked at my kit, and I didn't even start playing, and instantly I was bored. I was like, I'm bored already. I hadn't even started playing yet. So I had a bunch of other drums for that kit in the closet. So I pulled them all out, set them all up, and had like all these toms and all these cymbals, and I was just having a great time. I felt like I just started playing, you know, and I was like, you know, I'm just gonna take this kit on the road with me. So yeah, try to change it up, keep things interesting.
What would you work now if you wouldn't be a musician?
Gosh, I don't know. Well, I just graduated from college. I just got my degree. I went back a couple years ago. Like, I'm doing everything online. Thank you. But it's in psychology, so I would probably do something in the field of psychology, which is very broad, I guess. Gosh, you could do almost anything with that degree. But yeah, but I you know, I really don't know what I would be doing. I kind of, yeah. I always wanted to open a restaurant. Maybe I'd open a restaurant. We'll see. Maybe I'll do that too. I don't know. We'll see.
So you're a great cook?
I like to cook. I wouldn't necessarily claim that I'm a great cook. I think I understand flavors, but you know, I mean, it takes so much to be a great chef, you know, and the great ones are the ones that, like, you know, have I guess a natural ability to be able to taste food and be able to understand the different flavors, and to be able to combine them in, like, you know, a sweet way. But yeah, but, you know, I would never. I don't cook enough, and like, I'd like to learn more, to be honest. So.
What's your favorite food then?
Probably say Italian and Mexican food. I like Italian. Actually, I just had some great Italian food yesterday. Some risotto, like mushrooms in it. Oh, it's delicious. So good. Actually, Germany has great Italian food. Like every time I come
Okay.
here, I've like eaten Thai food. I'm like, it's really good here, you know. And,
You should eat German food.
no, I love German food too, like of course. But yeah, but I mean, you know, when you want to change things up, you're like, oh, you know, Thai food in Germany is not that bad, and
Yeah.
actually not that bad. It's really good actually. Um, yeah, but you know, we're from San Diego, which is like, you know, very close to Mexico, and so we have the best Mexican food
Okay.
in where we live. It's awesome. It's like never ceases to satisfy.